In 3, in 2, and 1. And welcome everybody to FrameCast number 55. A FrameCast which is, I hyped it up, but it's not going to be that exciting. We don't have that many big topics, do we, Drew?
You're kidding, right?
Nah, we just have let me go take a look. There's some people that bought the wrong Xbox, and someone's starting a new company, but Anyway, oh yeah, there was also this one story where Microsoft bought Bethesda for $7.5 billion.
What? I'm actually shocked and surprised!
Oh man, oh man, oh man. I'm excited for today. We have a lot of good topics. First off though, how are you doing? How's things been going? Especially with the 1 week break that we had. How's everything going today?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we didn't have any topics last week, did we? We were struggling to find anything of worthy note.
Yeah, there was nothing going on.
Bombarded by everything, yeah.
It's please, for the love of God, can you guys in the news industry or games industry just trickle it out, okay? Just don't do everything in 1 week, otherwise we're gonna have to an 18-hour FrameCast in 1 day and then just do nothing for the coming 9 weeks, and that will be boring.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll probably get bought out by Bethesda. Microsoft.
Yeah. Okay, Microsoft, I'll do you a deal. You can buy the FrameCast for $7 billion. That will save you $500 million.
Right. What do we normally do with this stuff? We do what games we played.
Yeah. Actually, I want to go over the topics, and that will probably take us a little bit. But let's go over some of the topics that we're going to be talking about today, and then let's go to what have you played. So, first of all, the topic of today, the digital topic, of course, is Xbox or Microsoft buys Bethesda for $7.5 billion. That's going to be a good one. Then we have, this one was really, really interesting. So the Xbox One X, which is the previous gen console, the Xbox One X sales increased by over 700% on Amazon on the pre-order day for the next-gen Xbox, the Xbox Series X. We don't know too much about it, but probably because people thought it was the new console and misbought it, which is interesting. Mm-hmm. Now we also have Blizzard co-founder opens a new game company, Dreamhaven, which is currently in development of 2 games. So that's an interesting one too.
No, they have 2 game studios.
Oh, they have 2 game studios.
Mm-hmm.
Probably developing.
We'll elaborate later.
Probably developing games there too. Maybe these 2 game studios are developing 2 games, so they're making. I don't know. Whatever. The next one is Ubisoft's upcoming game changed. Ubisoft's upcoming game changed its name to Immortals: Phoenix Rising from Gods and Monsters after trademark fight with Monster Energy. Ooh, yeah. Interesting. And then we have the final topic.
What was in the, yes, there it is.
Which I don't know if you read it already, but this is also a pretty decent one. Warframe and Fortnite are potentially getting banned in the United States. So,
what?
Yes, it's a real thing.
Oh fuck! I want to do that one first. No, okay, let's.
We can do that one first. We can jump at that one first, but first we have to go into what have you played? What have you been playing over the past 2 weeks, Drew? We got to hold up the scene. We got to do the proper way of doing this episode.
Yep. I've been playing a fair decent amount of Among Us whenever I get time. A lot of it comes down to scheduling conflicts and things like that. If anyone's interested in, playing Among Us with me or potentially Michelle, if he joins me, then feel free to hit me up on Twitter or something, and we can see what we can arrange. We just play with randoms, and my phone just went off. What else? Played a little bit of Warframe. Finally got a hold of my helmet, segment and everything. And honestly, not that impressed by the helmet system.
Ooh.
It's too gating. It's you have to do this in order to do this. It's well, this is slow. What else is there?
I have heard so far that the helmet system has been a little bit controversial, with people feeling that certain abilities are being pushed because the way things are buffed and nerfed. I haven't really
Yeah,
gone to it because, like, as you say, like certain things in like ranking up to rank 3 are just like a fable in Warframe. So basically, there's a new system in Warframe that allows you to like consume Warframes, put different abilities on different characters. But in order to get there, you need to get to rank 3 of a certain syndicate, and it's impossible to get there because you need to get things which just do not exist. So,
yeah. I think I finally got one
ooh,
yesterday. Yeah.
mm-hmm,
Which got I was playing with it last night, and I finally got around to smishing my first Warframe today, and then I was investigating how the leveling works for the system. The requirement of Railjack resources, personally, is too high. Railjack, there's not enough Railjack in the game right now
mm-hmm.
to make it fun. But anyway, shall we? What have you played this
So
week?
I've obviously been playing like a bunch of Among Us with you. We've done it on stream as well, but
Yeah,
we've done it among ourselves during on Discord too. I've been so surprised with Among Us. Like it's been out for like 2 years or something. I think it came out in
yeah.
2018. All of a sudden, people are picking up on this, and it's like I don't know what started this, but I'm kind of keen to find out because it's such a like catching game. And it's like it hits at such a right time. That I'm like, dude, like I love every element of it. Even it doesn't have the highest graphics, even if it doesn't have like the most changing up like gameplay or whatever. It's like it's small, it's tiny, like the content comes from you hanging out with friends, and it's amazing. It's perfect. I love it.
One of the reasons why I personally like Among Us so much is because it's my kind of PvP, much like Fall Guys is. I don't like any of this um, super competitive bullcrap. I love the mind games.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the mind games. And don't trust Loz. Loz is an evil bastard.
Oh,
You know,
oh,
Loz betrays the buddy system. You know, you establish the buddy system with Loz, and then he just goes around and just stabs you right in the back.
oh yeah. No, I remember the games when you and Lots would just be hanging around and he would be doing nothing, and then like all of a sudden when the imposters needed one more kill, he would just like get you, and like that'd be it.
No, that was me that one time. No, the last session, I was killed first every single time,
Oh.
and yeah, the last session of games we played, I think it was Monday. I don't know if you
Mm-hmm.
were there, weren't you? Yes,
I
but
was there
then
for the
Loz
bit of it.
swapped over. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But like every single game, I was fucking killed first, and it made me sad. The big sad.
I really love we started playing, we did it on stream, and then we had like a couple of people that hadn't played that got like imposter for the first 2 games. So
Yeah.
like they
Yes.
actually won that one, so there was no complaining with that. But it's kind of funny, like if you I would love to play it with people that like that haven't played it or whatever, or like that you're just like, yeah, like so I was just in like in like down under, and I was like cleaning out the toilets. I was clogging the sink.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like everyone is like, sure, that's a thing, which isn't
Yeah.
a thing, by the way. But yeah, it's really cool. I really enjoy it. It's $4 on Steam. It's like free on mobile, and like you can get mobile emulators to play it on your computer as well. So like, yeah, the level of
It's
entry
so
is so
cheap
easy.
though. It's
Yeah.
just so cheap. It's such a good investment.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, absolutely. So I think that contender of game of the last half a year, definitely. I
Yeah.
don't think it will win any prizes, but I think it's one of like the best games so far. So yeah, aside from that, I've played some Temtem, which like has gotten like a new update thing. It's still like the same Pokemon type game thing that we did our FrameCast about. Now you have houses though, so you're no longer homeless. And actually, I don't know. Are you planning on continuing to play it?
I can happily come back, but I need like hand holding and like this is how you do it and things like that. Because I did struggle a lot with Temtem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it can be quite long winded, especially from getting from one city to the other sort of thing, and
Mm,
getting like the types under control. But the story
yeah.
is quite funny, and it takes some funny directions. It's as Tribal described it, like very much a mini golf course style world, and I kind of enjoy it whenever a new update comes out. So that's what I've been playing.
Cool.
Let's move on to community comeback. There were no YouTube comments, but I have to say, I have to just come around and say that I am thoroughly, thoroughly disappointed in you and everyone watching this right now. Because there have been 3 framecasts, if I'm not mistaken, where I have made a grave error, and you guys have not called me out for it. I've made a very
What?
grave error.
What?
Well, if you go over to YouTube, I mean, like we can just go over to the YouTube channel, YouTube.com/Postma Games, and now we're gonna see if we can find it. if we can find it real quickly. Like, I promise this won't take long. So here we are.
We got like a spelling mistake or something.
Oh no, it's far worse. It's far worse. It's right here. I have it up. See if you can find it.
Hold on. To get the big.
Get that big picture. If you guys find it in chat, let me know. Actually, I can't check that because the chat's right here. Fuck. It's not well thought out. All right. Is it a guess? Okay, let me zoom in. Let's go here. So if you go to these thumbnails right here, I did a podcast with Sandy, and for shits and giggles, I changed to Michel and Sandy's FrameCast.
Oh.
And the last two ones have been Michel and Sandy's FrameCast. I did not know until I went back. I was like, what the does that say Sandy?
That was far too small for me to see. Yes.
So you've been called Sandy for the past 2 weeks. Now you're back to Xeno, and I'm glad that you are.
Could I have his subscribers, please?
Yes. I mean, like, you were Xandy for 2 weeks. So if you're a subscriber to Xandy, please subscribe to Xeno as well, because he was Xandy for the past 2 weeks. But yeah, that was it for the community comeback. Now let's get into the very first topic. I think that the very first topic that you want to get into,
I think we want to talk about the
Warframe one.
Yeah.
So Warframe and Fortnite are potentially getting banned in the United States. So due to the uncertainty around TikTok potentially getting banned, TikTok and WeChat, I should say, actually getting banned in the United States due to United States user data being sent to Chinese companies, more big Chinese companies have come under threat of being potentially banned in the United States. Namely, the Chinese technology company Tencent is under investigation by the Committee of the Foreign Investment in the United States. So Epic Games and Riot Games are two gaming studios that have already been asked by the committee to provide details on how they gather and handle how they gather and handle data by users in America. And now recently, Warframe is also Warframe's Liu has also been entirely bought up by Tencent. So Tencent owns Warframe for I think over 90% of their shares or something. So this could potentially also fall on the Warframe right now, because Warframe is now also part of Tencent. And if the US were to go after Tencent, that could also spell trouble for Warframe. Now that doesn't right now it's very early stage, and TikTok has also been it's not really been banned yet, but they're very very close to it. It's kind of like a yes or no thing. But I saw this thing come up with Fortnite, and I was like, yeah, Warframe is underneath there too, and pretty much anything that Tencent puts out. So the moment that they go after Tencent, a lot of games, also League, could fall under this ban. And honestly, with the US administration, I don't know.
When I'm pretty sure Activision Blizzard, they have shares. Sorry, Tencent owns shares in Activision Blizzard as well. Where did you get this from?
It's been posted on a bunch of sites as Fortnite potentially getting banned. But since it included Tencent, I threw in Warframe there too. So I get that. Right now it's still very speculative. But there have already been actions towards the Tencent, especially relating with Epic and Riot. So
as far as I understand it, the big reason why TikTok got banned in States and realistically should be banned in other nations as well is because of its packet sniffing and what do they call it? Basically, the fact that they're sending all sorts of data. If you copy an address or just copy anything to your clipboard on your mobile phone, it would send that data to a Chinese server. And it was discovered, and it was queried, why is this happening? Oh, no, it's not happening. It's not happening. It's no, it is happening. We can see it. No, it's not happening. It's not happening. It's yeah, it really bloody is. And I feel that is a specific case of it being caught out. So unless that consumer data or anything, any other data for Fortnite, Blizzard, Call of Duty, unless that data and Warframe ends up, going to China, because the big thing with TikTok is it was taking data that wasn't to do with TikTok and sending it to China. That was the
Mhm.
big scandalous thing about it, and which is why it was um, banned in the States. I mean, if you, could you imagine you have um, so this is a personal experience. This is
Yeah.
first-hand experience for me.
Mhm.
I was having a conversation with a friend on Discord, and they were talking to me about the Clue or Cluedo movie that featured Tim Curry and Christopher Lloyd.
Mhm.
Um, and I'd never heard of this movie before. I'd never. I knew who the actors were, and I didn't repeat any of it or anything. And then the very next morning, like less than 24 hours later, TikTok showed me a clip from the movie. And it's like,
Ooh.
that is way too coincidental. And the
Yeah.
thing is, like, TikTok's been outed for packet sniffing networks and things like, and listening to traffic on networks.
Mhm.
So I can easily see what's the name of um what's the name of the packet sniffing networks, and
Mhm.
I can easily see that um Discord doesn't use like encryption like a lot of services do. So yeah, I can easily see their stuff getting like sniffed out, and
Yeah.
it just like, oh no, that's too coincidental for me.
Yeah. They're like that seriously puts me off of social media. Like I had it with Facebook the moment that they put my phone number in like the so you want to enter your phone number to like add to your account. The moment they entered it in full and like just had like hit okay, I was like, nope, I'm just gonna
Yeah,
delete this right here right now.
yeah,
I like I I think that like TikTok was definitely a case where because they were on like the phones app on all the phones and like all the things that were proven that they did, is a special case. However, I have been very, very curious as to the Epic Games uh, business behind all their free games. I'm not saying that there's anything shady behind it. I'm not like trying to insinuate anything, but I do think it's very, very curious that what you see Epic do every single week is release games for free that anyone can download. Every week you can get free games. Like this week is like Watch Dogs 2. Like I mean that game is a couple years old, but that released like a bunch like four or 5 years ago. It's like a brand new $60 game. You can get that for free with two other games, and you can do that like every single week, and anyone can do that free account. And it's like normally in order to get that in other like places in the gaming world, you have to be subscribed to like Xbox Live Gold or like PlayStation Plus. You have to pay the money so that you can get your free games. Epic just does it completely for free. Now, I've been curious ever since I started like 1 or 2 years ago with doing this. I've been curious as to like how long they're gonna continue with this. I haven't seen them like getting close to stopping, so I'm really curious if you're offering something like that for free. Like, what is the cost to me to getting these things? Because most of the time, if you're getting something for free, you are the product. Look at social media; it's for free, but yeah, like your data is being sold to advertisement companies so that they can, they can
target you with that.
advertise to you. So I've been super curious as like what is the business model that is behind like this thing where they're giving away so much value, like GTA 5 a couple of months ago, like big games, and like doing it weekly free games. And I'm like, I don't know, I really don't know what the business model is behind that. But I think it's a good thing that like some light is being shown. Like they're shining some light on like, hey, what kind of user data are you doing with, and what kind of user data are you playing with? Because like honestly, like I don't know, like I'm not really that much like I'm not really that much read up on Tencent, but like to say that I trust them as a company, like no, not really. Like I'm kind of wary of them.
I agree with you entirely. I mean, I'm I'm not going to pull out of Warframe just because Tencent bought out Liao Yu.
Hmm.
I think that's the name of the other organization.
Yeah.
I do have um, I do have concerns, but the truth will become apparent over time.
Hmm.
Like the whole Blizzard situation where like I knew so many people that said, oh, Activision are ruining Blizzard, Activision are ruining Blizzard. And I always, oh, you're talking shit out your ass. You know, you don't know what you're talking about. And they did. They eventually did. right? They fucking ruined Blizzard.
Yeah.
And even I, who was blind to the truth, I see it now.
Mhm.
You know, I can really see it. And I am getting more messages than the bleeding sun. What is going
Guys,
on?
stop sending Drew requests for like pics of his feet and OnlyFans. Just like wait.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
just gonna take a couple of
seriously, you have
months.
to pay me like £300 a month to see my pics,
Okay,
my feet.
so NVIDIA says, in my opinion, the model is to build up your library, your Epic library, to become comparable to your Steam library, so that users will see the Epic Game Store in the same light as the Steam Store.
I completely agree with this. This
Mm-hmm.
is, I honestly see this is the mentality that people that Epic wants. So they're happy to let loose the games, so that you will go to their platform. I'm looking to buy Crysis Remastered. I love the Crysis franchise. I always have done.
Mm-hmm.
And I see it on the Epic Game Store. And in all honesty, the Epic Game Store still sucks. It's still bad.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if anyone else is of a like mind, but it's like, come on, you know, you're still leagues behind Steam in terms, even having a bloody shopping cart.
Yeah,
You
dude.
know, but
One thing which I do like the Epic Game Store for, and like I should probably use at some point, is like they have like these creator codes. Like I think I have one too, but like I never put it anywhere, which is really really dumb. But basically the thing is like if you use a creator code, what?
the affiliate program. So the idea is
Yeah,
that you imp but this is the thing though, they're pushing the marketing through content creators that, you know, they nickel and dime. They need the revenue to keep them floating. So
yeah, but
they're
like
effectively
yeah,
tricking consumers. See, this is the problem. They're tricking consumers in saying like, consumer, if you buy this product using this code, Michelle will get 10% of the sale. No, 5%, 2% of the sale. He'll get 2% of the sale. And then that plays on the consumers who are buying it to support you. When realistically, the consumer could just go, Michelle, here's the 100% of the money. You
so
know, and
so
this
I like
better.
I think there's something behind that, but I feel like for me it's more like, hey, if I were to intended to buy like something from the Epic Game Store, if I like use a creator code or not, like it's not gonna cost me anything extra, but it's gonna send some pennies like to someone. And at that point, I'm like, yo, you know, there's like this goes. It's like the same as like the affiliate link or something for like games. Like I also have had like my affiliate link with Warframe. So like if you click on that and then you start up Warframe, I would get more platinum in game or something. It's like that was free to use. This right here, I can say like it's spending money. Like don't ever buy games because you want to support a creator. Like the best way to
Yeah.
support them is to like support them directly through merch. That being said, yeah, like I like the fact that the option is there, because if I buy a game through Steam and there's no way to like put in a creator code, then all that money just goes like there's no way for me to support my creators by just putting it in there. So like I'm not gonna advertise it. I'm not gonna say like go to Epic and buy all their games. But I do think that I should probably like somewhere put like, oh, like if you ever like happen to buy a game on Epic, like you can put that code in there. Doesn't really do much, but like maybe it will give me something. I don't know, and it won't cost you anything extra. So I think it's like a nice thing, but like I can see that. And again, like this is again a thing where it's like that money where like they're also having lower rates for developers. Like where is that money coming from? And like that money is obviously coming from like Epic, of course, with like their Fortnite success, but also like Tencent owns it. So like where is that money coming from, and what is the justification? Like if this is still like a transitionary period where they want to convince you to use Steam, like use it over Steam, then like how long is this gonna last? And what will be like it feels a bit to me like a too good to be true mousetrap sort of thing, where they're like, oh, come here, like we have some free games, and we're like also paying developers less, and we're also like, you know, giving creators money, and here, come here, and here GTA 5 for free, and here Watch Dogs 2 for free, come here, and bam, we got you now. And like I don't know where like this justification for money comes from. Like with Game Pass, let's say, I can see it. Like Game Pass for like Microsoft, it looked in the beginning like a too good to be true thing, where you're like, for $1 a month, you could extend your Xbox Live Gold, and like you could have 3 years of like a game subscription thing. And it's like, wow, that's a really good deal. Now, of course, the price has gone up, and you could see that coming up. Prices are going up, and it's like, well, yeah, of course, like you're paying money for games you don't own. Like you're not going to own them afterwards. But hey, like what you're getting into. Like there's something which is really good, and there's a price to be paid. And here, as long as you don't buy these games, it's like I don't see necessarily where like the price to be paid is. And of course, people will buy games. Of course, people will come out and be like, I'm spending so much money on Fortnite, like all the free games do. But like, I don't know. Like, I'm really curious, and like, I don't think that any of these games are in danger, real danger of getting banned, because I think Tencent is way too big and won't allow that to happen. But I do think that it is interesting to see what will come out of like these inquiries of like, what are you doing with user data? Because my suspicion is on that is an important part of what they're playing with.
So I think so. There's a lot of these terms and conditions. There's a lot of these, like, do you accept these policies or whatever that you have to agree to? And one of the things with a lot of more modern browsers, like I don't know if Chrome supports it, but Opera has a built-in ad blocker, but it also has a was it a site track? What was the name? Trackers, yeah. So block trackers and things like that. So any special ID numbers and things like that to follow the affiliate user journey and things, it's all blocked, right? So you can't. So when I transfer over from, so say you're hosting someone else, and the domain name, you click on something, like you send me a link to go to YouTube or whatever, like all the affiliate stuff gets stripped out, so people can't track where I'm coming from and things like this. You'd be amazed that there's so price comparison websites use what's called affiliate networks to sell products. So, for example, if mobile phones, and like car insurance and all this sort of stuff. These are like the best examples of the use of affiliate networks. So if you go to comparethemarket.com or whatever, you'll have an affiliate, which is one of these platforms, or for example, yourself, who is affiliate for Epic Games, and then you'll have the affiliate network. So the network is supposed to supply the affiliates with the information from the client, right? The seller, the retailer. That's the word. And you can go, if you use my code, you get 10% off, right? So, for example, you see these YouTubers like Corridor Digital that will be sponsored by ExpressVPN or NordVPN or Raycon or whomever. You can tell I actually know these because I watch them a lot.
Yeah.
They're often done through an affiliate network. So they'll be signed up with probably like an agency or directly with an affiliate network. Then the sponsorship deal comes in through the affiliate network. And, all Corridor has to do is push traffic to that URL, right? So that the retailer and the affiliate network can see the flow, the user journey to buying the product. And then a portion of the purchase can go back to the affiliate.
Yeah.
My problem with this is the accuracy and the legitimacy of this user journey, right? So you are at the how do I explain? You're at the mercy of the retailer or the affiliate network to be supplying real data, right? So in my personal preference is, if you actually have a tracker yourself, when someone clicks the link, so like, click on the link in the description below to go to corridordigital.com/Raycon. And what that does is it actually forwards you onto raycon.com/corridor digital, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you have your side, the understanding of how many people you have actually sent to Raycon,
Yeah.
right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're 100% at the mercy of the retailer or affiliate network providing you with accurate numbers.
No, I can see that. Especially like I haven't really been like involved in sponsorship deals yet, so I haven't really had to deal with that. But especially when when you're being paid based on like how many like people you sent over, how many clicks you got, and like you don't have a way to track that, then like the person that's paying you can tell you exactly how much they want to pay you, and like
Exactly.
that's a little bit weird. Honestly, like it's I can understand sponsorships with like an upfront payment, but I find sponsorships when it comes to like getting paid like royalties sort of thing, when it's like, hey, if you sell some like for everyone you sell, you get so much money. I find them a little bit weird. Like I would not be too down for that because I can understand that they might be more enticing for advertisers, where it's like, hey, now we give you an incentive to sell it as well. But the thing for me is like, um, I see it that I have like let's say I'm a big creator and like I have a platform that people are watching at, then the value that I provide to an advertiser is that I have a place where I know a certain amount of people are going to be watching, and thus if their message is being spread, like people will hear it, and it's up to them to choose whether they want to like go for it or not. However, if I also have this incentive to like sell, then it's not just my goal to like, and then the service I'm not providing is not just like showing it, it's also like directing people to do something. And in the case of like, let's say Raycons, I'm probably not going to get sponsored by them anytime soon anymore. Or like I wasn't, but whatever. But like apparently, like they're not really great headphones. And a lot of these things, a lot of these services that are being sold are oftentimes not really all that great. Like the
Yeah.
example of BetterHelp, like that was actually like not really all that great. But YouTubers
What
are selling them because it's making the money, because it's like per sale thing. And I hate that. I really don't like that idea, because I'd like to think that the money could be really nice. I've seen people like get sponsored by Raid. Um, and like you'd be like, oh, that's ugly. Oh, why would you ever want to get sponsored by that annoying app? But like there was some pretty good money involved, and the only thing they had to do was like read that app read that everyone knows by heart right now.
yeah.
But like they got money, and like you don't have to download it. Like their viewers didn't have to download it. Like you could just skip it ahead, and I'm like, I'm fine with that, because like at least like they're getting like money that they would probably make over 2 or 3 months of making videos for that one ad read, and that's pretty neat. So yeah.
No, I completely agree. I think one of the I literally just put you on do not disturb. Why do you ping? Seriously. Um no, I agree. And I think there's a lot of value behind the term sponsored,
Yeah.
right? So first off, I want to briefly touch on targeted advertisements. The whole point of targeted advertisements is that they're going to advertise you products that you'll be interested in buying,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if they can't track you, then they're not going to be able to advertise you stuff that they think you'd be interested in buying. Like Loz has told me he has seen multiple instances of Warframe adverts on YouTube. I've not seen one. I have not seen a single one, right?
Oh man.
Likewise, what's called people say like, I see adverts for cars when they watch YouTube videos to do with cars. They've seen other gaming adverts. Because I turned off all the tracking, the only sodding advert I ever fucking got was goddamn Grammarly, right? And like I got so tired and fed. And when YouTube made their advertisements a lot more aggressive, where you would get multiple adverts within a single YouTube video, that's when I swapped over to Prime. Premium, YouTube Premium,
Oh, you
right?
did?
Yeah. I actually I had enough.
Yeah.
Like I can only take like so many Grammarly adverts within a single video, right?
Mm.
The answer is one. I can take one Grammarly advert. When you get to 3 or 4, then I'm just fuck off Grammarly. Anyway, but so I signed up to YouTube Premium, and that's one of the good things. Like, there's an opportunity for YouTube to make money off of me, and for me to get what I want. I can opt out,
Mm-hmm.
right? Which is great. With what we're on now, Twitch. With Twitch, I am disappointed that I can pay a subscription and then I'm still fed adverts. It's like, no. I'm paying the money not only to support the person I'm watching, but to not have adverts.
Yeah.
If that's the case, I'd rather just cancel the subscription and not come back to Twitch.
Yeah, I mean, like it's you would not get adverts on the channel you subscribe to, but the rest you would. And actually, like streamers can also turn off that subscribers have ad-free viewing. And I think that the adverts on Twitch are way more invasive. Actually, new topic. I just generated a new topic out of thin air. There's an amazing FrameCast. So Twitch. Twitch has announced last week or about 2 weeks ago, like in the time that we were gone. Twitch announced that they are introducing randomized mid-roll ads, automatic mid-roll ads. So where previously streamers like they're like at the start of the stream there will be a pre-roll ad, so like there will be an ad playing when you turn on the stream, or streamers can decide for themselves whenever they want to have an ad play, like via a push of a button. Right now, Twitch is experimenting by just having random mid-roll ads show up during a stream without the control of the streamer. What will happen is that as a consolant, like the stream will like be moved up to like an upper corner to be still small size, but the volume will be muted and an ad will play for about like 15 to 60 seconds. They're experimenting with this. Twitch community is not happy about it.
I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be happy with that. I'd be like, nah, fuck this noise. I'm going to go on a channel that doesn't have that.
Well, like that's the thing. Channels can't control it. So like that is the big
option.
No, right now channels can control. Like right now, I could like go into my settings and I could like hit up an ad right now. That's what people often do if they do like 4-hour-long streams. Like they'll go to the toilet and be like, okay, I'm gonna go to the toilet, and they hit an ad break. They can control that, but Twitch is doing it automatically now. They can just decide whenever they feel like here we go, an ad roll for you. So like you can be streaming and you can have like half your audience maybe just be like, oh, now they have an ad roll. And like you might be just getting into the climax. You might be getting raided. You might be like in the battle, like the final battle of the dungeon or like the final battle of the quest, and like all of a sudden, boom, everyone's getting mid rolls, and you don't have any say in that.
Okay, let's bring this back. Okay, so first off, a lot of the personal data is used for targeted advertisements, so that there's a higher chance you will spend your money on a product. That is the existence of targeted advertising. Sponsorship deals are pretty much the same thing. Whereas, instead of a targeted advert being for Grammarly or Warframe, the targeted advert is actually Michelle being sponsored by Raid Shadow Legend, right? So, he is the one pimping it. And because you like him, you have more trust in what he says. It's the same with Russian Badger. He gets sponsored by pretty much for all his videos, and he has to do the spiel, but you get the idea. I do not have that big a worry of Fortnite, Warframe, Blizzard Entertainment, Call of Duty. I don't have that big a concern of any games that are made in America, in the United States, or even Europe, being affected by Tencent having either a majority share control or partial share control, because these these companies in the US, they have to abide by US law, and if they're caught doing this stuff, they bye.
Yeah. Well,
It's
like yeah. So like I also don't think it's gonna get to it, but it's an interesting thing to follow, especially around the time with like TikTok and like the bans, and like we like the fact that Huawei got like banned and Android got like banned from like being used on Chinese phones. Like that was a really interesting thing.
Sorry,
that just
what?
happened. So like didn't you know, like about a year ago or 2 years ago, Huawei, like basically the Chinese, like one of the biggest Chinese manufacturers, got banned out of the United States, and Google was no longer allowed to like supply Android to them.
No. Google revoked Huawei's license. So if Huawei wants to use Android, they have to use the Android that Google provides. They don't have the SDK license anymore, so they can't produce their own version of Android, like Samsung.
But I think the US also forbade Google from like interacting with Huawei. So it wasn't really the choice of Google. It was just like any like all American companies were like forbidden from like interacting with Huawei. So like that is a thing that happened, and like yeah, from that point on, like big companies can get struck down for good reason or not. We don't know, but we'll leave it up. So, do you think it's time to go to the Xbox topic?
Yeah. Let's go for the Xbox
All
topic.
right,
Which
let's
one?
go for the Xbox topic. We go for the big Xbox topic of Xbox One sales increased by over 700% on Amazon on the pre-order day for the next-gen Xbox. So, brand new Xbox is coming out. We yesterday, yesterday, the new Xboxes, Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S, or the Xbox Fart and the Xbox whatever we called it, Xbox Penis or something, I don't know, went on sale for or went on pre-order sale, and people were waiting on it. People were waiting to get that pre-order in. The PS5 pre-order event already went like shit, where it was already sold out before people were able to pre-order it. It was crazy. But yeah, anyway, so people have been sitting on Amazon for a long time, and then this morning I wake up to this tweet right here, which shows that the Xbox One X, the previous outgoing console, just increased by 747% in sales. Or no, 700, let's see, Xbox Series X sales rank is up by 747% on Amazon. It just shot up from the sales number, from the sales rank to 2,800 to 331. Now, how could this be? How could this be on the day that the new Xbox is ready to be pre-ordered? How could it be that this one, the old one, actually shoots up in being sold? Well, maybe little speculation, could be that the outgoing console is called the Xbox One X and the incoming console is called the Xbox Series X. And if you just see Xbox X, you might think that they're sort of the same, and they kind of look the same because they're like black boxes with the same kind of looking controllers. And did we never expect this thing to happen, Drew? How surprising.
I fucking hell, I would be pissed if I knew someone that this had happened to.
Mm-hmm.
If they turned around and said I accidentally bought the One X, or maybe it could have been along the lines of there's the One X, which is probably the same as the Series X, but it's out now and it's cheaper. Is this a number of parents that bought the wrong thing? Is this I'd love to see the statistics, the
it
demographic.
could very well be. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, the naming scheme is so dumb. It's Xbox One X to Xbox Series X and Xbox One S to Xbox Series S. It's why? Why?
Well, I genuinely think they go out of their way just to fucking confuse people. I think Android's finally given up on their stupid naming convention of naming stuff after Kit Kat and
dude.
Mint Log or some random crap. Just fucking use a numerical system. Oh, do you see any problems between the PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation 5? No, because no one fucking has a problem counting between 4 and 5. When you're fucking janking up the naming convention every 2 seconds.
What I find really weird then is oh my god, I fucking hate this. So you had Samsung with the Galaxy S, S2, S3, S4, S5, X6, X7, S8, S9, S10, and then S20. And it's what the fuck? What's wrong with 11? And they also have Nvidia with the 960 or no the 980 Ti, the 1080 Ti, 2080 Ti, 3080 Ti. What the hell? Why? What's wrong with this? I don't get it.
So yeah, I don't know if you're aware of this, but Nvidia have reset their numbering convention multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
Right, many times. I remember when it used to be you'd have the 4000 generation graphics card. So I think it was you got the GeForce, the GeForce 2, the GeForce 3, GeForce 4200, 800, so on and so forth. 5000, no, GeForce FX, I think was the 5th generation. And then, I think they got to 9,000. They dropped down to 200 or something like that. Yeah.
I actually looked this thing up right here. This right now is the new page of the Xbox One X. Sorry to interrupt. Right now it says there's only 10 left in stock, but it also changed the title right here, and now it says discontinued on there. so that people will know that it's a discontinued model. Because this is right here is like the Xbox One X page, and is the Xbox Series X, which is currently unavailable. So as you can see, like they are different, but they look like very much alike.
Yeah.
And like as you can see, like only 10 left in stock. And like let's see, I think the price is like $350. So it's also not like down in price. It's like the new one is $50 like more expensive to pre-order. So like yeah, they definitely got some complaints. Let's see if there's like any responses here of people saying like, oh, I bought the wrong one. I don't think so. Let's see. No, nothing that seems to be like a very reason. But yeah, so like it definitely has been bought by people accidentally.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but yeah, so like Nvidia has changed like many of their naming schemes like throughout the ages. How long do you think
Yep.
this one will stick?
What, with GeForce?
Yeah, well, like
Sorry, not GeForce, Xbox, right? Sorry, my bad. I genuinely don't know. This might be the nail in the coffin. Yeah, so you had GeForce 2, 3, 4 series, which were like you would have like the 4200, the 4400, the 4800. Then when it hit 9, after 9 it went to 200, sorry, 100 and 200, 300, 400, 500, all the way up to 900. And then we had the 1080, that, you know, and there was so they keep on like screwing around with the generations. But I don't feel that graphics cards or PC hardware and things is that big an issue, because you would have to be a computer specialist realistically to know which part you're buying. Yeah, you wouldn't go in half-cocked, which is what the problem is with consoles. Like, the reason why people buy consoles primarily is because they've got like a complete unit then and there, and they can play the games.
Yep.
So I really feel that Microsoft have fucked this. I mean, it's like fucking Microsoft 98, 95, 98, 2000, XP, you know, oh shit, 7, 8, 10. Like,
oh yeah,
you know what? I don't think Microsoft just know how to count. I just don't think they do.
It's so fucking weird, man. It is so strange, but like companies just don't want to count properly. The last time actually that I remember that a company screwed up like this, where two consoles were very confusing, was with Nintendo. Remember the Wii and the Wii U?
I don't know of any debacle that happened with that.
So like
but
the thing was that like that was actually turned around to like the to Nintendo side of thing, because like right now that people think that the Xbox One X is like the Series X, so like they buy the old one when they want to buy the new one. Basically, everyone like thought that like the Wii U was just like a tablet controller that you could just buy for your Wii. So they didn't know that it was like a separate console. So most people like in the like general like public did not know. Everyone had a Wii. And then like the Wii U came out and everyone was like, oh, so that's like some weird tablet thing that you can like a tablet remote. So like no one bought one, or like barely anyone bought one, because everyone thought it was just the Wii. And why would I need a tablet for my Wii? Because I already have my Wii. And then like it didn't really get any attention because everyone thought it was just the Wii with like a tablet.
I genuinely thought the same. Like, I didn't know it was a separate console.
Oh no, it is legitimately a separate console.
I didn't own a Wii or a Wii U. Like, I had a 3DS, and then gone to the Switch. Like, the Switch is the proper. I think the last proper Nintendo games console I had, not a portable, was the GameCube. I've never had a Nintendo console before that.
Okay, well, actually, pulling another topic out of thin air, which also happened in our break. So the 3DS was discontinued. Nintendo discontinues the 3DS production. So, I mean, like, it's been around for a long time, so I'm not surprised. So, anyway, let's get to the real Xbox topic, the titular topic, of course. So, here we go. Microsoft buys Bethesda for $7.5 billion. So, Microsoft has snared itself a mammoth acquisition and is now the new owner of ZeniMax Media, which is like the parent company of Bethesda, and they did that for $7.5 billion. It's a quick acquisition. ZeniMax includes A bunch of things. Companies like AlphaDog Games, which focuses on mobile games. Arcane Studios, known for Dishonored. We have Arcane Studios Austin. Bethesda Game Studios for Skyrim, Fallout 3, Fallout 4. Of course, Fallout 76 as well. We have id Software from like Doom and Doom Eternal. We have Machine Games from the modern Wolfenstein games. We have Roundhouse Studio from Rune 2. Tango Gameworks from the Evil Within and Ghostwire Tokyo. And the ZeniMax Online Studios for the Elder Scrolls Online and Fallout 76. So this has been quite a big shift within like the games space, because obviously there will be many consequences, especially also for like probably exclusives on Xbox, the Xbox Game Pass, which will probably get a bunch more titles added to its library, but also something which people have already begun to notice very quickly and very early on is that Xbox Game Studios now owns Bethesda, but they also own Obsidian. And the last time these two companies worked together, they created Fallout New Vegas, which is a very beloved game. Now the last Fallout game, Fallout 76, didn't really quite work out. Obsidian, in the meantime, actually like made a really cool like Fallout style game called The Outer Worlds, which I really loved a lot. So people have already been like hinting at like, hey, you have two things together. Can you just like make them kiss and make them do like maybe a sequel thing? And like on Twitter, like Obsidian has already been like kind of like toying around with it. Like, well, we don't know. We don't know. They're not confirming, not denying, but people have been rather excited about this. So the price of $7.5 billion is actually the second most expensive video game acquisition in history. There was one more, which was one more a more expensive one, which was Tencent buying a Finnish developer Supercell for $8.6 billion in 2016, and several times greater than Microsoft's 2014 acquisition of Mojang, which they bought for $2.5 billion. Now, in the latest statements, Microsoft has said that they are not done yet with buying game developers, so we might see more coming in. But what do you think, Drew? How do you like this?
I liked Doom Eternal, and now they're gonna fucking ruin it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. First off, just to say, I don't like Bethesda. I've never liked Bethesda, right? I think like Oblivion, Skyrim, the majority, like, you know, people might fucking crucify me. If you feel like flaming me on YouTube or in the Twitch chat, go for it. I do not like Bethesda. I think they are a lazy fucking company. Todd Howard is a gigantic knobhead. And like fucking Fallout 76. People still play Fallout 76 after the train wreck of a launch. Right? It shocks me today. But I mean, you know, if people like it, fine, don't care. Skyrim, like I knew someone, right? 11 Debates, he's a great friend and everything. He played Skyrim, I think 11 times before he actually completed it. He restarted his account 10 times, just like, oh, I'm changing my character. Oh, I'm bored with this character. I'm going to start a new character. Oh, I'm bored of this. I'm going to start. Like, I find it so fucking exhausting. And like Fallout 3, I mean, I bought that for the Xbox 360. I fucking hated it. I was like, why the fuck did I buy this piece of shit? Doom 2016, not a fan of. Doom Eternal, I really enjoyed. I actually really like that. I should actually go back and actually finish it. Wolfenstein New Order, loved. Old Blood, I think I completed. Wolfenstein 2 New Colossus, I got bored of. It was just like, where's the innovation? This is just like, I've waited years for the same game again. No. Yeah. But the big thing to me is what Microsoft have done in the past, right? Do you know who Bullfrog? Is it Bullfrog Games? Bullfrog Software? Bullfrog Entertainment? Bullfrog Entertainment. Do you know who Bullfrog Entertainment were?
No. Tell me, please.
They were the legendary developers behind Dungeon Keeper 1 and 2, Theme Hospital, and I think Populous. Populous was the other one. Populous 2, right? They were really out there for God Sim games, right? And they were published by Electronic Arts, EA. But as EA did back in the 90s, EA devoured every bloody developer under the sun to come under the EA branding, right? This happened to Westwood Studios. Westwood Studios made Command and Conquer. That's where it fucking came from. Westwood Studios. I think the last official Westwood Studios title was Command and Conquer Tiberian Sun before Westwood was absorbed into EA, and then we had Red Alert 2. That's if memory serves, and the Westwood Studio brand disappeared. Again, a bunch of studios. Anyway, the point is, Bullfrog got swallowed up by EA. Peter Molyneux, do you know who that name is?
Not really. It doesn't really ring a bell.
Peter Molyneux, the creative director behind all those games, decided that, I'm sick to death of EA. I'm going to go work with Microsoft, right? Yep. Microsoft have offered me this opportunity, and he created Lionhead Studios. Do you remember that one? Right. So Lionhead Studios, a company based in Guildford in the UK. They created a series of so they created Black and White, which was this revolutionary god sim where you had this creature. You were a deity, you had this creature, and you could train the creature to do different things, and it would learn from watching you do stuff. Like, it would learn to be evil and like beat people up and beat other monsters up, or it would learn to be good by watching you. It would mimic what you were doing. The last thing you needed to do was show it how to create breeders. So you create disciples of different, like, disciple farmer, disciple builder, disciple breeder, and then your entire population goes absolutely ham when, if you created a male breeder, right? Oh dear God, your population would just explode. And if your creature ever saw you create a male breeder, it went to town and made all the men breeders. And then all of a sudden, instead of actually having a nice little village of, like, say, 40 people, you all of a sudden had a village of 40,000 people, and no one had anywhere to live. It was a complete shit show. But yeah, Black and White was only 5 levels, but it was hours and hours worth of content. It was absolutely brilliant. And then Microsoft stepped in and said, "We want you to make a Xbox exclusive title, an action RPG, blah blah, Fable." That's where Fable come from. It had nothing. Peter Molyneux didn't want to make an RPG. He wanted to make God Sims. He's always wanted to make God Sims. So he created Fable, and it was a relative success, right? But turned out Microsoft always put pressure on release dates, right? When it's ready was never acceptable. It had to be out now. And like, Peter Molyneux did a number of interviews and documentaries and things like this, where he explained how these sorts of relationships would just fall apart. Anyway, so we had oh God, what was the name? Fable 2, where literally it was only half a game, because the other half never developed. It was just like all of a sudden you skipped years of time. Fable 3, you got, like, I don't know, I want to say 4/5 of a game, but again, it just skips loads of time just to get to the end. And a lot of the things that Peter Molyneux would promise, oh yeah, this, you would have this dynamic thing, you would have this that, so on and so forth, just never saw the light of day because they never had time to develop it. And ultimately, Peter Molyneux was the butt of a lot of game journalism back in the late 2000s, maybe early 2010s. And I remember reading an article from a rocket paper shotgun, and it was a transcript of an interview with Peter Molyneux, and the first thing the interviewer asked was, "Are you a pathological liar?" And I'm like, what a way to start an interview, you goddamn asshole. I read it. It was horrible. And Peter Molyneux never did another an interview after that.
Wow.
He just, right? And I think a month or two later, he quit working with Lionhead. He quit working with Microsoft. There were a lot of other rumors to do with Peter Molyneux that I don't care to repeat here.
Mm-hmm.
But, he quit working with Microsoft. And then Lionhead Studios basically folded up. It just fell to pieces. They tried to do a VR Fable game. They tried to do a MOBA Fable game. And then the studio went. It just gone. And that's the sort of thing that, so when Notch sold Mojang for $2.5 billion, right? I remember Notch, he put out a message or a tweet, or I'm not entirely sure. He basically turned around. I don't know if you'll find it. He turned around and said, like, since he sold Mojang to Microsoft, none of the original Mojang developers would talk to him anymore.
Ooh.
Because they felt he had betrayed the vision that was Minecraft. And I kind of don't blame them, right? Money can only buy so much. It can't buy happiness. It can't buy friends. He bought the dream house, but no one would go visit him. No one would, and I can easily envision, something happening, something similar where, id buys up. Sorry, not id. Sorry, I was just looking at id software in the document. I can easily envision Microsoft end up influencing a load of these development studios and just drive them into the ground.
So I can definitely see that happening with like the past that you're bringing up. There's also been a lot of things in the past where Microsoft has bought like big studios, or big studios have come to work under Microsoft only to end up creating shovelware, which is a great future for Bethesda if they're here to create shovelware. But I can also see
What's shovelware?
Shovelware is basically like if you go to like a cheap game store, or you go to like a cheap supermarket. Actually, like most of the time it's like supermarkets. Like you'll just have like these these baskets full of like buy 2 for 1 like buy 2 pay for 1 game, 2 for 1, buy 1 get 1 free games. Like they're just like the worst game sort of thing. So the video says, so basically what you're saying is that Microsoft is their own worst enemy, but it's the devs that get all the heat for their continued mistakes. So Microsoft gets to keep to do the same dumb shit.
Yep. Yep. It's happened time and time again.
Yeah. So I mean, like with the precedent like that you've given, like I definitely don't want to say that like that's something which I can't envision happening. One thing which I do think that might be happening, like which might be a good thing when it comes to like working under like a platform developer. If you take a look at like Sony, if you take a look at Nintendo is really good of like creating in-house games. And I think that because of that, like a lot of games that they develop, they'll develop some shit games from time to time, but they'll also like there will also be coming out some really good games that they can only create because they have the certainty that they can develop that for their platform because it will be exclusive to them. They own like the platform, like they have this stability to just create something which is good, create something which they want, and because like they have this freedom, they have this exclusivity, which means that like not only will this game like drive sales of this game, which is like a little bit more expensive because it's only on Switch, but it will also drive console sales and it will also drive Nintendo Online sales, so like they can afford to like go the extra mile with it, whereas independent game studios can't, or because like they don't have this platform with this extra revenue coming in. And if you look at Sony, like Sony has some amazing exclusives when it comes to like single player story games, which I think like also like I think that these I'd like to believe because like I don't have like all the knowledge about all these games that these games are able to being made, especially like, these single player games, these really really good story games originating from PS4. I'd like to think that these games are being able to be made because they have the ability from Sony to do that because they know that it will be exclusive to that platform. Um, I think that when it comes to exclusivity, and the upcoming console launch, I think that like if you look at the two consoles, if you look at the prices, I think that the PlayStation right now is like spec wise, like and looks wise, the most interesting for like all the gaming enthusiasts out there that don't want to go PC wise, that want to stick to consoles. I think that they will love like the design of the PlayStation. They will love like the specs that it has and all the exclusives that it has. But I think price wise for like a casual consumer, like the Xbox is really really appealing, especially with like the payment plan, which is only like a little bit more expensive, like $10 to $20 more expensive if you buy that console for over 2 years. And like every year, every month you pay like 25 or $35, and with that, like you get to own the entire console, and you get to what is it? Get like the thing included, the Xbox Live and
The
Xbox
past.
Game Pass. So like basically for like general families, like that is a really good deal. $25 a month, $35 a month, and you can just play all the games they want that are on Game Pass. However, the one thing which Xbox did not have was like a lot of good exclusives. So I think that this might be a good deal for them to like get more content on their platform. However, that also means that like number one, they don't have to fuck it up because if they fuck up Bethesda, if they fuck up all these studios, like that would be really annoying. If they, on the other hand, like turn around and make like a really good Fallout New Vegas 2 with Obsidian and Bethesda, like goddamn, that'd be amazing. They could like unscrew up, like not do what they did with 76, but like make a really good Fallout game. That would be amazing. But on the other hand, like you could also have like okay, Xbox could be a really strong platform for like strong um um games to come out. But on the other hand, it could also generate exclusivity, which might be bad for like the general market if that wouldn't have been under Xbox. So like it's very much on the air. I do like to believe that Xbox would not be as exclusive as PS4 because they also like to support their PC Xbox type. Like they kind of want to like mingle them together because you also have the Xbox thing on like the PC. But yeah, as you say, like there is a lot to be seen. It can go really bad. It can go the wrong way. But I also think that this might be a move which could spice up the console wars a little bit more and like push them to be more extreme in like their competitiveness. So, like maybe drive down prices for consoles or deliver us with way better games, which we could have otherwise not gotten because PlayStation was like, oh, I got all the exclusives. You don't have to worry about that. And now maybe they will.
I'm interested to know why Microsoft felt the urge to do this.
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah, it's totally like you said. It's to solidify exclusivity. It's to make sure that they have games like the Spider-Man from Insomniac. I can't remember who the studio is, or Insomnia. I can't remember. It's to make sure that they have the best titles and drive traffic, drive sales, drive purchases, whatever you want to say, to the platform. Because realistically, exclusively, they haven't got a whole lot.
No.
And
I mean, if you think about like what are Xbox games, what are like pure Xbox exclusive games, like I mean, you're thinking Halo, which like was a really really strong brand, like the last generation, and like this generation really hasn't really done like a lot of like impactful things as like it once ruled. You have Gears of War, which, like I mean, like
and
they
that
did
dead
like
now.
they did 4 and 5, but like even that didn't really break all that far in. Forza is Forza exclusive to Xbox?
I think so.
Okay,
Well,
well,
it's also on PC as well.
yeah, but like I mean, PC and Xbox are like are merging a little bit more and more. But yeah, like Nvidia says that $7.5 billion for more shovelware would be a hilarious outcome.
Well, I wouldn't put it past them.
I mean, like, yeah, I think it's like the opportunity for getting like the holy grail, which people are saying Fallout New Vegas 2 and like $7.5 billion in shovelware are like equal opportunities right now, and we're just gonna have to see where like the ball lands. But yeah, let's see. Xbox is Robin says like Game Pass is an even better deal now. Think about that. Xbox Game Pass prices are going up. I think that when it comes to especially when it comes to like if you are like a teenager, a little kid, or whatever, like you're someone that cannot spend a lot of money on like consoles or whatever, but you can scrape by like $25 or $35 a month. I think it's a pretty sweet deal for you to be able to like play all these games from day one when they come out via the Game Pass. I do think it's a really important thing to keep in mind that you do not own any of these games. Like yesterday, we had like someone come in that spent like $10,000 on a game, then lost access to that game, and because of that, like I mean, you spent $10,000 and like you cannot get that back. And that's the same thing here. Like if you any money that you spent on like the Game Pass, you're no longer going to see back, and you don't own anything. So the moment you stop spending money, you lose access to that. I think it's a very important thing to keep in mind. So I think it's a sweet deal, especially like if I was like 12, 13 years old and I could like work a little bit, mow lawns or whatever, and then get $25 or like $35 a month, and then get like Xbox Series X for like on launch, like right at the start. I could just get that for $35 a month, and like I could also go online for free and get these games via Game Pass. Like there's a big library there. It's a sweet deal, but don't make it too good as it seems. But yeah, Xbox is clearly pushing themselves to be to be the next Netflix of games. Ooh, how do you think about that?
I that could be the potential direction that they're trying to go in, but I don't think it would succeed. I think the big thing with consoles is people prefer to have physical instances of games. You know, it's they'd rather have a physical copy of the game, not a
I do think
God,
that's going to the wayside though. I mean, like
physical copy.
yeah, because like I think especially with the PlayStation 5, which design is like clearly made to like you should like the digital version more than the version with the disc. I think that this might be the generation where especially casual consumers that are more used to like owning like videos and like stuff online via like Netflix are getting used to buying games online. I mean, I have my brother and sister that are buying like games online for like their consoles, and I think that really like realistically, I can get why game companies are doing it because it's making them a buttload of money, and people are like probably not escaping it. But like if they really wanted to like drive this thing home that people should buy digital copies, they should like they would have already like long ago like really lowered the prices on digital things, because basically like the entire thing, like the fact that like the price of a digital game is like the same as a physical game is crazy, because like with the physical game, like there's also like the cut that goes to the game store. You have to cut for like creating the disc, you have to cut for like creating like the package and like shipping it anywhere, like all that transport. And a digital copy is just like copy. It's just a copy. It's like a
No,
key.
it's you've got the hosting services, you've got
Yeah, you
server
do.
costs, transfer costs, things like
But
that. So
still,
there are more costs.
but that all goes to like to Sony or to Microsoft, and like they're running these things, so like that could be better integrated. So like I think that they could go cheaper, but like they don't, which I'm happy with, because I am for physical disc. I like physical storage. Like I like it. I like having like a game in my hand. If I have a library and like it's all digital, I hate that.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about like digital services like Steam or
Mm-hmm.
Epic Games or even Origin extent, it will always transfer between PC to PC. You know, if they suddenly stop making their thing supporting what have you, then it's a real problem for them.
Mm-hmm.
But with anything else, but with consoles, to me, it's more of a risk. I'd much rather have the physical. Like, actually, one thing I'd fucking love with the Switch is to be able to install the game on the Switch, so I don't have to constantly have the thing plugged in. But I
Mm-hmm.
won't be able to download it from their servers. I could download the updates from their servers, but I'd have to install it fresh from the game cartridge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, But yeah, no, I think it's a way for them to try and lock in some exclusivity, or alternatively, if they're smart about it, they could still produce the game. So imagine like Skyrim. Imagine the next Elder Scrolls, Wet Fart. You know, they have Elder Scrolls 12 Wet Fart, which they will allow on the PlayStation 5, but yeah, a premium. Right? So whereas Microsoft don't have to pay for the production of the sales and things like that, they could potentially sell a license or whatever for Bethesda to release Elder Scrolls Wet Fart on the PlayStation 5. Does that make sense? Am I making sense?
I mean, like one thing which I could I don't know if Microsoft would do it. I don't know if they would have like the humor to do it, but like it would be funny if they'd say like, okay, any games from Bethesda right now like that are like PlayStation will have them, but every time you boot up like Doom Eternal on the PlayStation 5, it will start up with like an Xbox intro.
Oh God. Oh God,
that would be beautiful.
I don't think they would allow that.
Oh man, but yeah, no, like okay, so actually, like one thing which I think is very important, when it comes to the digital thing, which is something which like you don't really notice, if you like go with the trend sort of thing, like but I noticed because like I needed to like record a little bit for your arbiters that went live. Like I had to record a little bit of Among Us, and so I needed 4 people in Among Us. And I couldn't ask you because like I kind of wanted to make it a little surprise for you. So I wanted to download Among Us right here on my phone because like you can also download on your phone. So I have an iPhone 5 right here, which like still functions properly, but like every time like I download Among Us and like it just doesn't want to start. And that's because like what you have with digital media, the digital media that you have, like digital apps or like digital things, like they're only supported as long as like you have the latest version, and like the store will allow you to like install it. So you'll not really notice it when you're like using a phone like day to day, and most of the time is because you already have the apps installed, and like when you want to update them, you can't update anymore. It's like, well, whatever, you don't really notice that, or you're switching up your phone. But like I have like an iPod Touch, which like at some point I had to reset, and I reset it, and then I couldn't download any apps anymore. So like I had a bunch of apps and a bunch of games on that, and like I could play on that for hours, and there was just nothing on there anymore, and I can't install anything anymore because the apps are shit. And you notice that like these devices, like they feel like they can do anything like the moment you buy them, and like when you find them in a drawer again, they feel like they can't do nothing. That's just because like they're on this life cycle, and they're so dependent on like the digital stuff that you can put on there. And the moment the digital store just like ceases to be, I mean it's still around, but like the device doesn't support it anymore, you can't do nothing. So like that's the thing when it comes to digital things. If you still have like the Xbox Game Pass or like the Xbox One, but let's say that like and like 10 years time they like the Xbox Game Pass system has moved on and it's no longer supported on your Xbox One. If you want to try and download it, like every game will like be really slow to download, and it says like your system is not supported, like you're gonna be fucked. And like any game that you had on there, you can't play on it anymore because you bought the Xbox Game Pass. So that's why I like having the physical disc. I know as long as I boot that in for like a single player local game, I can play that, and it doesn't matter which version my thing is on. It doesn't matter like how far like the system advances, because I can always play that because it was made to play with that locally.
Oddly enough, this is the principle behind planned obsolescence. So after X period of time, the tool, the software, the platform, the car will break down, and then it'll be no longer usable. Thus, you get you force the consumer to go and buy another one. So this is the whole principle of planned obsolescence, and I totally get that, because with a friend of mine, she's held on to her Xbox 360 indefinitely. She's not plugged it in, she's not booted it up, she's not done anything with it, because there's a game on there that we both love called Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, which recently got an announcement that it was going to come to the new generation, right? Which is like fucking brilliant, awesome. Now she's like, oh right, I'll fucking get rid of this shit now. I don't even know if her Xbox even boots. I'm pretty sure mine's entirely dead. I should probably just throw it in the bin. But and this is part of the problem. Like, with Apple, with their like, oh, we don't support this anymore. With Google and their Android is like, oh, we don't support Microsoft and Windows. Oh, we don't support this anymore. Like, was it Windows 7 was like the longest supported operating system for Windows ever, until they eventually went, oh yeah, we're going to stop supporting 7, and then they had that huge data breach on 10 immediately the same day. So it's planned.
I mean, like, planned obsolescence is very avoidable as long as like you have everything locally. So like when like planned obsolescence really works when it's like online. So when you're dependent on app stores, when you're dependent on things that update, when you're dependent on things that interact with the internet. So
yeah,
when it comes to multiplayer games, when it comes to online games, games that only rely on online, like there's like, I mean, you can buy that physically. I like it physically because I like owning the box, but like, you can't really do much with that because the moment that these servers go, like the game goes too. But when it comes to single player games, it doesn't matter like what system you have. I mean, like I can still play games on like my Nintendo 64. Like that's obsolete for like a long ass time already, but you can still play it and it will still be the exact same experience as it was when you bought it new because it's still the same thing. It's still physically the same thing. So I think that that's a really important.
I'd argue that it's not planned obsolescence to the same degree.
No, I agree.
I mean, like, oh yeah, we're gonna stop releasing games for the console, but the console didn't require updates. The console didn't require patches, so on and so forth. Yeah. Whereas, how many day one games do you get, and it's like, oh yeah, update, patch.
Yeah. I mean, like,
can't play until you got this.
You only get that. You only get that when you're connected to the internet. Like, if you actually like buy a single player game, like a game that you can play locally, and you throw it in there, you don't connect to the internet, you can just play it, but you'll have like that version. But I mean, like, it's like the thing at a time sort of thing, and like I'm curious to see like how physical games and also game stores will survive when it comes to people like probably going more digital. I would still say physical. But yeah, it's interesting. Also, like a fun fact about planned obsolescence, like my very first like touch smart device was like an Apple iPod Touch, and I remember at some point like it said like, oh, you cannot update to the next iOS anymore because like your device is too old. And I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit, man? Like I bought the device, why can't I update? I'm never buying Apple again. It's so stupid. So like then I bought like an Android. Like my smartphone became an Android because I was like, Android at least like it will like update and like I can like I can like root it and I can like throw in other operating systems. So it will always be supported. I won't have to like worry about that. And like the funny thing is like Apple is actually like supports their device for way longer than like general Android manufacturers do. But like the rooting thing is a very important thing, and like you can throw custom ROMs on there, and like there's like an entire community for like every device kind of like that's making like lineage OS like things for it. So but like that was kind of funny. That I was like my first experience with like that Planet Obsolescence thing like was like with Apple. I was like, this is atrocious. I've had this for like 5 years, and it's like no longer supported anymore. What the fuck? I bought this, and it's like, well, if I would have been an Android, which I was kind of praising that, I was like, well, they would have like cut that off like half of the time before. But I mean, you have a little bit more freedom there.
Cool. So I think with that ramblings, let's move on. I'm to round off that topic. Microsoft have bought ZeniMax for an insane amount of money, and we'll see whether or not Microsoft fuck it all up.
Yeah. All right.
Cool. So, shall we go to my topic?
Yes.
All right. Ubisoft's upcoming game changed its title name to Immortals Phoenix Rising from Immortals Gods and Monsters after the trademark fight with Monster Energy. In June of 2019, Ubisoft placed a trademark application for Gods and Monsters as the name of an upcoming RPG title. So this is like very Zelda Breath of the Wild inspired. A bunch of content creators, YouTubers have done preview videos of it. It looks very interesting. In April 2020, Gods and Monsters was contested by Monster Energy, who filed their opposition based on the potential trademark confusion. Monster Energy cited that cited the way that branding is used in the video game sphere such as clothing, accessories, sponsorships of events, and even its own actual video game, Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game. Didn't even know they
Oh
had one.
God.
To argue that another company using Monster in the title could cause that confusion. On top of this, they argue that Monster Energy logo marks are famous, and any confusion will be detrimental to their overall brand. Ubisoft submitted a rebuttal citing that there are several hundred other uses of the word monster currently in living trademarks, actually used both internationally and in the US/Canada. Also, that they did not agree that the monster mark was famous either. In June of this year, Eurogamer published an article confirming that Ubisoft Quebec had changed the name of their game. This was stated at the time to be for creative reasons. In articles updated on the 17th of September this year, Ubisoft has confirmed, or at least restated, that the name change was indeed due to creative reasons and not giving any information about the trademark dispute. Legal filings, however, note that there were multiple pushes of court dates to be set back to later dates. This was to allow deliberations of a settlement. The name change for the game suggests that the settlement was made, as the further court dates do not appear to be have not been set. A YouTube channel called, I think it's Hoglaw, covered the situation on the 14th of September and breaks down the more in-depth system of trademark laws and argues that while the trademark law is clear and Ubisoft could have quite easily won the dispute, it is likely, due to the money and the time involved, it was just easier to change the name and move on.
I can imagine that, but like, what a load of male cow shit that is. We will refrain from using the word bull because I mean we don't want to get in legal trouble with Red Bull, do we? Do we, Drew?
Sorry, I was not expecting that.
But yeah, dude, like, oh my god, it's so crazy. Like, come on, it's like I find it so weird that companies will go for weird ass things to like try and like make themselves in like a positive light. They'll go sponsor some crazy events of like they'll like do some crazy charity work or be like, oh look at us, we're so good with the community. We'll like hire people that like seem like they're funny with memes and like we'll be like you. And then like they go ahead and do dumb shit like this. It's like whoever would have confused like immortals, gods, and monsters with like Monster Energy, and they would have just gone up to that like that game and be like, hey, can I buy a Monster Energy drink from you? It's like, no, we're a fucking game. It's like, oh, I did not know that. Can I still buy it? It's like it's two different things. It's so fucking dumb. And I'm just like, why the hell do you even bother? Because like this is just like it's just putting you in a bad light. I mean, like probably for Ubisoft, they're like, I mean, it's gonna cost a lot of money, but at the same time, it's like, now we know about it. I would have probably not known about Immortals Gods and Monsters, but now I know about Immortals Phoenix Rising because they changed the name because of this stupid lawsuit. So I just find it so dumb.
So in chat, Rollins has said, has asked, didn't Bethesda go after some indie over Scrolls? Yeah, actually, that was Mojang. So Mojang released it's sort of like a card game. It was a collectible card game sort of thing. And it was titled Scrolls. And they were concerned that people would be confused over the Elder Scrolls. I'm like, what the shit are you talking about?
Did they end up changing that name for that?
No. They were allowed to keep it because I think Bethesda was getting a lot of negative heat for it. They were allowed to keep it, but any further iterations were not allowed to have the name, the word Scrolls in the name.
Did
and
there
it's just
come
like,
any further iterations of it?
no, I'm pretty sure Scrolls died. It wasn't that great.
Well, that can't happen now because they're both part of the same brand. They're both part of Microsoft, so now they can just scroll away.
Oh, that's hilarious. But yeah, so it's stupid. It really
Yeah.
fucking is stupid. But companies like this believe people cannot tell the difference between
I mean, a game and
Monster
an energy
Energy
drink.
and a video game. Yeah, exactly. So I'm just like, I'm so fucking dumbfounded here that how can you think people would not be able to tell the difference?
Yeah, it's there are some cases where like games are very much titled in a way that they're seen they look like certain things. We were actually like painting the house, so I was going for like my DVD case DVD cupboard. And like I was
Yeah.
going through it, and like I found like a bunch of like old DVDs, and like it's so funny like looking back at like what kind of crap DVDs I used to watch as a kid. But a bunch which I found were like DVDs of like Michael Jackson documentaries, because like 2009 he died, and like back then like I was growing up, so like I was super interested in like, oh, who was this person, you know? So like we bought all these documentaries. And like all of these have like this gray cover, and then like this is Michael Jackson, or this is like uncovered, and they're all unauthorized biographies. And like they all made them gray, and like they all put "This Is" on there because like that case then looked a lot like the "This Is It" movie and the "This Is It" like album that was coming out
Right.
just around that time, just because they wanted to like put it there and be like, oh yeah, it's the same thing, buy it. And like it tricked us like 10 years ago, 11 years ago. So like I can definitely see like there needs to be a case at some point where it's like there are definitely places where like people are like going over the line, and that needs to be held back. But here it's like, where is the similarities? I was actually going over like some pictures here. Like this is what it looks like. This is like kind of like the artwork, and like honestly, it's like nothing here is like green or black or whatever the colors are. It doesn't even look like an energy drink. Like look, that big guy has like one
Is
eye.
this?
This is
Yeah,
like,
yeah. So this is the
yeah, this is the game.
original art.
It's like
Yeah.
it doesn't even like, how does anyone look at this and be like, that really looks like our energy drink. We should. It's like, it's crazy. It is absolutely nuts.
Well, it's like you've got. Uh, it's a common word, monster,
Yeah.
right? It's a fucking common word.
Yeah.
You know, the brand is Monster Energy, right? Not just the word monster, right? You shouldn't be able to trademark shit like this. It just feels like, oh, I mean, like, do you know that Apple tried to patent the letter I in front of a word?
Oh man, I mean, like, I'm not surprised.
Yeah. You know, and it just got laughed at. You know, you're not allowed to or trademark the letter I in front of the word. And it's just like, you're not, what?
Do you remember when the Fine Bros trademarked the word react?
Oh, God.
When like the Fine Bros, like a YouTube channel, trademarked the word react, and then like you like they said like, oh, we're so proud to announce that like any videos that are reaction videos, we will copyright because you're stealing our format. And if you want to make reaction videos, come under our brand, and we will give you like for a small commission, like you are allowed to make reaction videos from us. It's so dumb.
Do they still exist?
They still exist. Like they still make videos. But like yeah, they're not as prominent anymore as they were, and like they've moved away from that. But yeah.
Well, they took a lot of negative heat for that, didn't they?
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
I mean, like the thing that they did was like they're addressed in one video, and then they just like moved on and just kept on going as though nothing has happened. And like that's kind of like the best way to like get rid of internet drama, just like pretend it never happened, and then just move on. People forget after like a week.
I have an ingenious idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
You and I will become business partners. We shall create, and everyone listening, you're all going to be part of this business.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to create a magical box, right? And this box is fully intelligent and will be able to respond to any question you give it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, and we sell this box en masse to like all the companies and just all the people, right?
Yeah.
And like this will be called the opinion box.
Ooh.
Right. So the idea is that you ask it for its opinion, right? Do you think it's a good idea to sue Ubisoft for the term monster? No, you're a fucking idiot.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is it
It's,
programmed to only say like, no, you're a fucking idiot?
well, I mean, it's got a human brain inside it, so I mean, you know,
I mean, like you.
programming.
I, I mean,
Programming is objective. It might just start screaming, "Help! Help! Let me out!" I mean, just ignore that part.
oh man,
But
oh
yeah,
man.
no, seriously, like it's like, where the fuck do you come up with these ideas, right? I know that in like American law, like if you do not fight like a lawsuit or something, then it can be used against you. So one of the reasons why DE had to, or it's thought, one of the reasons why DE had to legally send a cease and desist to Void Glitch, I think it was his name, was because if they didn't, that instance where they overlooked the activities of a player injecting code in the game engine and things like that, that could be used as a example of like, oh well, if this person wasn't penalized for doing their shit, then you know they don't have a leg. Sorry, DE don't have a leg to stand on for me to give myself Rhino Umbra.
Yeah.
You know, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, like it's something which I can imagine can be very easily argued. Like it's like, hey, this person did the same thing. Why was he not penalized? I can understand that, but I can also understand like one thing which I just find strange a little bit is like the high costs that come around when it comes to like legal stuff. I can understand it on the one hand because it's like you don't want anyone to just be like, oh, you know, you just took my pen from my desk to write something down. I did not like that. I'm gonna sue you. And then the judge has to be like, well, I mean, you were both at work. The pen is like legally like owned by the workplace, so like yeah, case closed. It's like they don't have time for that shit. But at the same time, it's like literally, if you have fuck you money, basically like so much money that you can't spend it up in one lifetime, then like you can just go out and fucking sue people for ridiculous shit. And if they can't afford that, like, I mean, what are they gonna do? Because like I mean like this is more true in the States than it is true in Europe. I think in Europe like the legal system isn't as Americanized as like the US is. But like oh my god, like remember that one time Jim Sterling got sued for like $10 million?
What?
So Jim Sterling actually made like a bad review. Like it's a really fun video to watch. I would recommend you watch that. That time,
Wait. Did he successfully get sued, or was he?
No.
Okay.
It was like
I think I know the one you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. So like he made a video. Like Jim Sterling is like a game critic, a reviewer, journalist, and like he made a video about like a really bad, shitty like asset flip game sort of thing, in his opinion, in my opinion, and whatever.
Everyone's opinion.
In everyone's opinion. It's not a matter of fact, but it's in everyone's opinion. And like he made this review about it, and then the developer got salty and like made a video, like re-uploaded his video with like text on it, calling him like all sorts of names and shit. And like Jim Sterling clapped back with like another video, and then like the developer started suing Jim Sterling for like ridiculous amounts of money for like, oh, it's like I got defamed,
Defamation,
and we lost sales, and we lost this and this, and then like he would sue him for like $7 million for this, $2 million for that, then another $2 million for that, and trust me, like in that document it said like the 7 million plus 2 million plus 2 million definitely equals $10 million that we're suing you for. So it was a completely ridiculous case, but he still had to go through court for that because like he sued, and like the entire thing was just one hell of a stupid shit show, but like it still cost a lot of money. And like that is a really, really annoying thing. It's like that, like even if you like go ahead and sue someone, if they don't have the money to like defend themselves, like it's just fucking annoying. And like you can kind of like force people into shit with that shit. So like it's an amazing video. Definitely watch that shit.
We know someone that had a similar situation. Crash Omnis. So he wrote a song, a parody song called "It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Warframe," right? And in said song, the apparently like it was copyright struck or whatever, you know, it was effectively taken off of him with regards to YouTube. And like he didn't have the funds to legally fight it. Like it's like he just had to let them, take it away from him. And what the fuck can you do? I know. Oh God, what was his name? Captain Sparkles. He did a parody song of Gangnam Style called Minecraft Style. That was taken off of him. He had copyright strikes from, I think, 3 or 4 different companies, 2 of which were variations of Sony, right? Same with Star Wars. The guy that did the Darth Vader. Yeah. And the fan stuff. He paid for the whole thing, and he got copyright struck and the video taken down for nothing but the music, right? And the whole music industry is like, how can we screw people over in terms of finances and things like that? And it's just like, what the shit is going?
Dude. Okay. So I came across an amazing rabbit hole like recently. So I was looking for like copyright free songs on YouTube so that I could like use them in videos. And copyright free songs like are basically songs where like the artist has published them and like you can use them, like you can mention them, but like they're royalty free, copyright free. You can use them for fine. First thing you discover is like sometimes people just take these songs and then like claim them as their own to YouTube, and then YouTube will copyright strike anyone, including the original creator, as like, okay, well, this is a song that was marked to us as like to belong to this random person, and now all the revenue is going to go to this random person. But like that's not even the worst case. So like there are these pages which are like copyright free sounds, copyright free songs. Like these are like YouTube channels entirely dedicated to like logging songs which you can use copyright free without having to pay any money for it. Like just use them fine by artists that like so gracefully like provide them for people to use for free. And these companies are claiming their own songs. It's like it's crazy. So like they're uploading to this channel which is like copyright free songs, and then you like look down and like the copyright free channel has like made a copy strike against their own channel. So it's like, okay, so if I upload this shit to YouTube, I'm gonna get copy struck not by the artist, not by the label. I'm gonna get copy struck by this channel that's like a copyright free channel. I'm like, what the frick are you guys thinking? What the fuck's going on? And I'm just like, oh my lord, it is so.
It's not that, but like the content ID system is worse because people. So say Joey was to put up a song on his channel, like on his YouTube channel, like it's his song. He composed it from scratch. But he's not asking for any money or anything like that. People can use it if they wish. And what people will do is they'll take the free song, say it's theirs, and then copyright strike the original creator of the song.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god, why are people just such fucking assholes?
Yeah, but like I mean, like I've even seen it when it comes to like creators having like drama with each other, where like they're making videos on each other, and like now like there was this trend where they're making diss tracks on each other, and then like the one channel is gonna copy strike or like the other channel because they were reacting to their diss track. It's like, dude, what the fuck? Do you have like any like resemblance of integrity where like you're making a video like slamming the other guy, and then like the other guy like responds to it because that's kind of like the meme behind it, and then you start copy striking his channel? It's like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, what is this thing? It is so I hate it. I fucking hate it. Let's go on to like some funny stuff though. Let's see. Let's see. Tribal was saying something, or was it Rollins? Someone said something that like Apple kind of sued a company called Pear. Oh no, Robin said it. Apple recently sued a company called Pear for their logo. I'm gonna have to look that up. And Robin said that Apple is actually paying royalties for the iPhone brand in Brazil.
Yeah. So I was reading what he was saying and things. Apparently, to like the company that owned iPhone, which was some sort of like flip phone or something that, as he said, had Skype on it. The company's gone under, but the 2 people still own the rights to the term iPhone in Brazil, and thus Apple have to pay them royalties. So I could just imagine these people are set for fucking life.
Yeah, man.
You know?
That is One lucky bastard there. One lucky bastard. There's actually also this other website. I think it's hold on. It's Mazda.com or something. There's someone that owned a company. Let's see. I think it's Mazda.com that owned
no.
or Nissan.
While you're looking that up,
Yeah.
right? When I was a lot younger, I remember reading an article about this kid, right? Who had created the domain, who had gotten the website together, and his name, if memory serves, was Mike Owen, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he bought the domain name Mike Owen Soft, right? And then Microsoft proceeded to sue them.
Oh yeah.
For I think it was like $10 million or some crazy amount or something like this, because they owned the domain name Mike Owen Soft, and it was clearly a way to like funnel like revenue and shit like this away from Microsoft. And then Microsoft discovered he was a 10-year-old kid or something like this. He was really young, and they ended up giving him like an Xbox. Like, oh, sorry, kid, we're inept. Yeah, have an Xbox.
That's crazy. I'm glad they turned around, but still, this right here though is the website Nissan.com. So apparently, this right here is like it's some sort of like service thing. Let's see, home. What does it say? Like this right here is like some sort of website. We have solutions for all of your technology needs. Apparently, this was just like a computer tech company or something. Like I don't even know if they're still in business because this site looks old as fuck.
Yeah.
But like they've had this site Nissan, and then like Nissan Motors has like filed a lawsuit against them. They've like they've like put this down here. Nissan Motor lawsuit against Nissan Computer, seeking $10 million in damages. This is after more than 20 years of Mr. Nissan's well-documented prior use of the family name for business purposes in the United States. So when the cars that were produced were named Datsun. So like it's like big companies threatening with like huge lawsuits of like $10 million trying to like get this domain back.
Yeah.
It's like I can get it. It can be kind of fucked up if like someone has your domain, but like I don't know, man. It feels kind of shitty when it's just like, especially like right here, if your company is like you have been working on a company for 20 years called Nissan, and like then some kind of random car brand decides to like rename it. Someone's like, now we're gonna sue you. It's like, fuck off.
And the worst thing is, to bring this back to home, to bring this back to topic, we're talking about a video game and a fucking energy drink.
Yes.
It's like, oh man, this is a hard choice to make. Tries to drink the video game, the digital video game. Shit, I did this wrong. I tried to put the can of energy drink in my computer. Now my computer's on fire, and I don't have a digital game to drink. Oh my god, I made a mistake. Why wasn't there 3 words before the word monster, which by the way is a plural, to actually identify that this is not the energy drink? Oh god, what am I doing wrong with my life?
What if, Monster Energy would have actually gone ahead and, like, instead of spending the money on, like, the legal shit, which they've done, what if they would have spent the money to, like, buy, like, a sponsorship with that game, and then, like, instead of having it be Gods and Monsters, it would be Gods and, like, Monsters in, like, green with, like, TM. So, like, it would be, like, their brand, and they would be sponsored in the title. Like, at least it would have been, like, a little bit positive. Like, people would be like, oh, that's funny. Like, they saw that thing, and instead of suing them, they went for, like...
But to this, yeah, exactly. Like, if I saw that, and I didn't know what Monster Energy drink was, and I saw that naming convention, that branding, and all that, I'd be like, holy fuck, there's an energy drink of this.
Yeah.
I've got to try that out.
Paris Hilton tried to trademark "That's hot." What the fuck, dude?
Oh.
What the fuck? It's like you put your hand on the stove and like you're like and then you can't say anything. Yeah, there's like it's like
no. Oh, sorry. I thought you meant like Paris Hilton, and it's just like, you know, it's like, oh my god, seriously, we need to create our black box system, right, with the human brain in it that simply says, like, no, that's a stupid idea.
I guess you can just make you can just do something which is like the only thing that says is like, no, that's a stupid idea, or like, no, you're a fucking idiot. I think you can like swap between the two, and then like one in a million times it will just say like it will just say
Oh my god!
like
Oh
one in a
my god!
million times it will go ahead and say something like, your neighbor's trying to kill you, and like you have to like do it a million times again.
Right, no, better yet. Right, what we do to simplify the process, we get the black box itself. It's a big, heavy black box, like a computer. You put it on like a work surface or whatever, and literally, it has a person on the other end of the phone. It's like it's a fucking phone, and like, hey, black box, do you think such and such is a good idea? Oh, sorry, I wasn't listening. I was too busy like reading this magazine. Can you repeat yourself? I was like, wait, what? What do you mean reading a magazine? I mean, no, it's a stupid idea.
Honestly, now that cars have also gotten like all these texts with things that they could say and alerts, like I would love if I was programming that shit, like I would absolutely like throw in there like 1 in 100,000 times, like after 100,000 times or like 200,000 times or whatever, like it would just say like you start up the car and instead of like it playing like welcome to the car, like playing its animation, it would just be like your wife's cheating on you, and then like you'd start it again and it would say nothing. It would have to do it 100,000 times again and it would do it again. So like you'd do that, you'd be like, was that real? And like you can't go to the mechanic because they cannot replicate it. And like you'll do it again, like you sell the car and someone else buys the car, like sits down and is like, your wife's cheating. Fuck.
Oh my god. That'd be absolutely hilarious. Actually, to be fair, another thing I was thinking was like AI, where you don't need driver's licenses anymore to drive a car. So it's like cars are all AI driven because people are too stupid, and like, but everyone's like got like a steering wheel. They're sort of like it's like a toy steering wheel to think that they're actually driving when in fact they're not. It's the car's driving itself. And then at one point in time, like someone's like turning violently over there. It's like, why is the car going? And the car's like, okay, look, you can't be this stupid. Anyway.
Oh man. Like actually, I hope that doesn't happen, because like if that happens, like people just get used to like, oh yeah, I'm driving in my car, and like at some point, like the car breaks down, or like no, even worse, even worse, like they're visiting their grandparents, which are gonna be like our age then, and then like they're visiting us, like your grandkids.
Wait, why are the grandparents our age?
Because like at that point, like we'll still be driving cars. Like I don't know like how long it will take. It will probably take a long time. But let's imagine we're old ass grandparents, like we have grandchildren, and they're driving these cars. We can just do like that with the steering wheel, and we're there, and we just get like, we just eat something really bad and we have to hurry to the hospital. Like we get something, we have to like emergencies, like, ah, shit, we have to hurry somewhere. Oh no, I did not charge my car because I forgot to plug it in. It's like, well, I still have my old ass gasoline car. Throw me in there, you drive me there. And they're just like, they're driving out and they're just like, and they crash it, they flip it right the first turn. Oh man. Oh well.
Right.
Great ideas.
I think we're done with the topics. I think the chaos has derailed us into a trillion different directions.
Yeah.
At least the gaming world isn't under lockdown. Though sometimes I question whether or not it should be.
I mean, we
yeah,
like at least like if the gaming world should go into lockdown, at least hold out for like 2 more months, because I really want to see Cyberpunk come out. Cyberpunk needs to come out.
Actually, I'd love to get people's opinions on this. So talking to everyone here, should I take the day off to play Cyberpunk 2077? Should I take launch day off to play Cyberpunk 2077? Genuine question here. No one's replying. I don't know if there's a latency issue here.
There is latency in here.
Or okay, so people are saying yes.
Yes, take the day off.
Sure, why not?
What's your Twitter?
At Xenogallion.
There we go.
Yeah.
Treat yourself. Do you want to?
Well, I don't know, because the thing is, it comes out on a Wednesday. So if I took the Thursday off, I'd have to go back to work on the Friday. So Right.
Robin, you're asking for a Twitch. Drew actually I mean like he's Casino Galleon too on Twitch, but he does a lot more cool stuff on YouTube. So check out youtube.com/Casino Galleon. If you want to see more of this amazing guy.
Yeah, I don't do Twitch because I don't have the internet for it. For fuck's sake. That's why I look all pixelated, like a big fat balding
You're
nerd.
a mosaic painting.
Toy collector. Yeah.
You're that's the thing. Your art, a work of art. A true work of art. Actually, I'm gonna shout out a video of Casino Galleon, but like one which we discovered today. Casino made years ago, 4 years ago. In fact.
Oh God!
I would 100% recommend you watch this.
You're gonna make them all unsubscribe.
No, I'm gonna make the most of it. Look, look. Robin subscribed. Everyone subscribe to Casino when you see this video, and also comment on this video. Comment on this video. Also, if you
so old.
Say that like you subscribe because of this. Oh man.
Oh God.
But yeah,
it is.
This right here
4
is
years old.
Warframe 10 o'clock 143. Now this is Drew's other podcast. He's also doing Warframe podcasts.
Yeah.
And like this was in 2016 when they went to the convention, TennoCon, for the very first time.
Yeah.
And this right here is TennoCon Live.
All right. I just want to point out to everyone, it is subtitled because we didn't realize how bad the audio was. Like the camera could not pick up any form of distance. So if you want to listen to it, it's like you're not gonna be able to listen to it properly. Make sure you got the subtitles turned on. We subtitled the whole damn thing. I don't know why you would want to do that to yourself. Seriously.
So if you want to see a podcast alive in a vlog form, speaking with people like Crash or Angry Joe, who you might know as a contemporary YouTuber, honestly, I've watched so many 10 o'clocks. I'd never seen this one, and like it brought many good feelings of the past to me because like of course like I recognize a lot of things from TennoCon, but yeah, like it's that's a video I'm gonna shout out, or check out his latest video, The Arbiters, because that's coming out too. So
it's already out.
It's already out. It's already out. There's an old video, a new video, just old videos. Oh man.
Oh no, I'm not taller than Loz. Loz is like a couple of inches taller than me. It's because I actually position my camera in such a way that I don't have 2 foot above my head.
Actually, like Loz is always like that. Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, he's got like loads of space above his head. I don't know why he positions himself like that. Anyway, cool. Right, so let's get on with the questions, lovelies.
Yeah.
Hit us up.
If anyone has
ask us questions. Yeah. You can either ask them in Twitch or in the YouTube comments. If it's Twitch, we'll obviously answer them now. If it's YouTube, we'll get to them next week.
Yeah. Let's see. A fat balding toy collector in low definition.
Who said that?
That was Rollins.
Fuck you, Rawl.
Travis, I'm pretty sure I've been sub 16 for years. Hell yeah, man. Awesome. If it won't come back to bite you in the ass, I see no reason not to do it. That is what NVIDIA says on keeping you.
Sorry, what?
Like taking the day off. As long as it doesn't come back to bite you in the ass, you should do it.
Oh, okay.
Robin asked, do you know about Netflix? Netflix. That's copyright free. I don't know what Netflix is.
I imagine it's something horrendously dodgy that we should not Google.
Actually, yeah, I was about to Google that. Actually, hold on. Let me just Google that before.
Before opening the stream. Oh, look, I've just got myself banned on Twitch. What?
Oh man. Oh, here we go. It's a porn site. We're just. Thank you very much. Actually, it seems like
is it actually? What is it?
It seems like a site like there's a YouTube channel which doesn't seem to be music. Netflix, it's like some sort of music site. Seems like it's got like a bunch of music on there. Like I can see, I'll look into this. It's a music group. It's stream save. What are your thoughts on CD Projekt Red potentially shortening the Cyberpunk campaign because people didn't finish The Witcher 3?
I don't know. I don't think that's fair judgment because The Witcher. I don't know. Like it's hard to say. I think they're the best ones to know, really, because I didn't finish The Witcher 3, but The Witcher 3 is a very different game, I would have thought, compared to Cyberpunk 2077. I was about to say CD Projekt Red.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my thought and feel. I think it's up to them. I don't know how many. As long as it's got more than, I don't know how much it is. How much is if I go to Steam? Cyberpunk.
The Witcher right now?
Cyberpunk. No, it's
Or is
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk on Steam already? I haven't looked at that yet.
So it's 50 quid on Steam.
What?
I would like it to have 25. Oh, it's not out. You pre-order.
But like 50 quid is like.
Yeah,
Is that $49.99?
It needs to have at least 20 hours of campaign.
Mm-hmm.
If it has more than 20 hours of campaign, I would be satisfied. I would like longer, but I haven't finished The Witcher 3. I've barely gotten anywhere in it.
Like as far as I'm concerned, games need to be as long as their story is like to be told. Because like, if you look at games like, I mean, I played Ghost of Tsushima lately, but like if you look at Nier Automata, I don't give a fuck as how long Nier Automata was. I loved every second of it, and like I would have loved more of it. But like I never really came back to Nier Automata much after that because it felt wrong to play on after like the way that the story ended and the way it's like, this is finished now. This is so beautiful. And like I think that like you want to create a story, and I think that that's also what CD Projekt Red wants to do. It's like create a story, create a game that is just perfect. Like if you were to add more to it, or if you were to subtract something from it, like it would like hurt the quality. And like I just want them to make something which is like perfect. And like if not everyone's gonna finish that, then like that's on you because you just fucked up. You done fucked up. You played only one story part of Nier Automata, and you did not know that that was just the beginning. And you should go back to it and replay that entire thing. Maybe just buy it on all the consoles. God. Just play it on every single console as well.
Because I really wish there was a Switch version. I really wish there was a Switch version of Nier Automata.
Oh man, dude, it's so good. Oh yeah, it's $59.99 in euros, so it's like it's $60. But yeah. Oh man. But yeah, like I can see that for like a game developer, it might be tough to like create things where like, oh yeah, people are actually not gonna do this. I mean, like there's also some fights which I purposely did not do, and it was one fight I purposely did not do in Nier Automata because I did not like to take that action because I liked the character that I was gonna have to be fighting. I know that there's like things that were programmed there, there's voice lines that were made there, to like do that fight, but I just did not want to do it because it did not feel right. Now, like, you know, like that's
after this. Tell me which fight because I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, I'll tell it to you afterwards. But yeah, so like
I don't want to spoil it.
No, so like that's something where like I can see like, oh, you put a lot of time and effort in it for like only a small portion of people to experience it, but I also think that there's like there's a sweetness in that because there are like, dude, I really, really love when I played Ghost of Tsushima that like every character I interacted with had like a voice actor, and every side character, and it's like not everyone's gonna notice, but the fact that like you notice, like it shows an amount of care and like it shows an amount of completion. And I love to make, like personally from like a creator point of view, I love to create things where I know like a giant portion of the community is not gonna see it, but like I make it for the people that will, and I'm like, I really hope that you see it. And like, yes, I'm excited.
Do you love to complete?
I love to complete things. But just to complete,
I'm a terrible human being. Right, so I think that's it for this episode of the FrameCast. A little bit all over the place. I think we actually had some good topics. I think we always came back to what we were on about. We didn't deviate too much. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. If you wish to catch this live, we record typically Tuesday or Wednesday, always at 2 p.m. Eastern or 8 p.m. Central European.
Yeah, 7 p.m. UK time.
Yeah, 7 p.m. UK time. On Tuesdays or Wednesdays, it really depends on whether or not I give myself crippling back pain. And it will be out on youtube.com/postmalonegames the 24 hours after.
Yep.
Right. So if you happen to come in, you miss partway through, don't forget, you can always come back. What's called on youtube.com/postmalonegames, where you'll actually get to see the full thing.
Yep.
Likewise, you can see my fat ugly mug on youtube.com/xenogelion or youtube.com/10o'clock if you're interested in a Warframe podcast.
Woo!
We do that weekly. It comes out on Mondays, preferably at 9 a.m. Eastern or 2 p.m. UK time, entirely dependent on whether or not YouTube decides which day it's going to come out on. And but that normally comes out on Mondays. So yeah, I think that's it for everything.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week. Have a great rest of your day.